Good morning, everybody. My name is Donna Mitoma, and I'll be chairing today's service. Welcome to the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. For the opening message, I'm reading from lessons by the works of Venerable Master Chin Kung Am. He was born in China. He was very active in Buddhist teachings for 60 years and established a college for Buddhist learning in Taiwan and also taught in Australia. So he was a very active man. He was a promoter of the Mahayana Pure Land School of Buddhism, and this is from his principles. In Buddhism, we are taught not only to love, but that our love also needs to arise from a mind of sincerity, purity, and equality. We call this kind of love compassion. Compassion is rational love. We also need to use true wisdom. Wisdom is the true mind, and emotion is the illusionary mind. Love that arises from emotions will change, while love that arises from wisdom will never change. Hence, Buddhas do not use love, but instead use compassion. On appearance, love and compassion seem the same, but their intentions are different. Love may change to hatred, but with wisdom, love will never change. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will love us, no matter what. Whether we love or hate them, become jealous or slander, harm or destroy them, their compassion for us will never change. This is true love. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Good morning. Again, this is our February Shotsuki Hoyo service, our service honoring those who were members of the temple or friends of the temple who passed in the month of February. If you lost someone in February and their name is not on the list, please let me know. We'd be happy to add their name and read it every February of every year. There is no charge for this. So again, I will, if I may, read the names of those we have lost to our knowledge in the month of February. Akita Terumitsu, Arnold Jan Elizabeth, Doi Momie, Fujikawa Kichinojo, Fujikawa Senkichi, Fujitaki Tane, Fujimoto Nami, Furumoto Masaru, Goto Dorothy, Goto Chiyoko, Hanamoto Moto, Harabe Mikio, Harabe Kinue, Hino Ito, Hirata Sen, Ishikawa Toshio, Ito Mary, Ito Yuki, Kajikawa Niichi, Kajikawa Uta, Kamon Mieko, Kawahara Kazuo, Kawamoto Kumajiro, Kawashima Michika, Kawashima Mitsuyori, Kitaguchi Tamako, Kobayashi Tama, Kurata Henry, Masumoto Katsuno, Matsubara Toshie, Matsui Kimito, Matsuoka Rinichi, Mito Masai, Miyashita Sasuke, Morino Morino Shizue, Morishita Tsuta, Nagano Shizue, Naito Keitsuchi, Nakamoto Tsutomu, Nishi Takeshi, Nishimoto Jisoichi, Nishimura Satsu, Nishimura Shizue, Ogura Shuichi, Okazaki Ki, Otaki Hide, Okuno Kiyono, Okuno Nisaku, Omura Hifumi, Omura Yasomatsu, Oyama Toshiaki, Saeda Kame, Sakahara Tora, Sakamoto Chino, Sakamoto George Masaru, Shimizu Rui, Shirozu Natsuko, Soga Yukio, Sogi Kono, Sugimoto Ruri, Sunairi Kame, Sunairi Shigeru, Take no Uchi Kichi, Take no Uchi Seiichi, Tamanaha Roy Koichi, Teshima Hisayo, Teshima Hisayo, Tomotani Hideji, Tsuchiya Satsu, Tsukida Kuninori, Tsukida Sakuhe, Umeta Kanichi, Umeta Kiyoshi, Watanabe Sara, Yamane Me, Yamasaki Takashi, Yamashita Kihe, Yamashita Kisohe, Yamashita Kodo, Yamashita Minae, Yujidi Yaokichi. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. These are the names of those loved ones who have passed in the month of February to our knowledge. Again, if you lost someone in the month of February and would like us to read their name at a service every February, please give me a call, drop me a line. We will do so. I'm very sorry for your losses. Thank you. Good morning. I will lose my mask, but I hope you wear yours outside. We are recording this service, the Shotsuki Hoyo service, for the month of February of 2021. Please join us for the chanting of the Sanbutsuge. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Busatsu Daimuryo Jukyo Sanbutsuge Kogen Gigi Kijin Mugoku Yode Enmyo Muyo Tosya Nichigatmani Shuko Enyo Kaishiten Nonpe Yunyaku Jumoku Nyorai Yogen Kyosei Murin Shogaku Daion Koru Jippo Kaimon Shojin Dammai Chie Itoku Muryo Shusho Keiyu Jintai Zennen Shobuten Hokai Gujin Jinno Kugo Gaitai Mumyo Yokunu Seison Yomu Ninno Shi Jintoku Muryo 국군 고다이 지혜 진묘 호묘 이소 신도 다이센 간가 따붙은 다이쇼호 가도 쇼지 미흑에 dat은 후대 조이 타인인 쇼진 요대 삼마이 지혜 이조 고대 독구붙은 후교 시간 이사이 쿠쿠 이사 다연 개시 우붙은 벽구센 노구만 무료 다이쇼 춘용고자 구요 이사이 시토 쇼붙은 푸뇨 구도 겐쇼 흥격구 인요고자 쇼붙은 세카이 부흑하게 무슈 삭도 코묘 시쇼 겐시쇼 코쿠뇨대 쇼진 이진 난료 료가 따붙은 고구도 다이치 고슈키묘 도조 초zet은 고쿠뇨 나연 니무토토 가토 아이민도 dat은 예사이 지포라이쇼 신넷은 쇼조 이토가 코쿠 케라쿠 안논 코붙은 신묘 제가 신쇼 어츠간노히 리키쇼 쇼요쿠 지포 세손 지혜 무게 조려 시손 지가 신교 계려 신시 쇼쿠 도쿠추 가교 쇼진나 닌주 후케 남만다부 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 간니의 시쿠도쿠 묘도세 이사이 돈모나이 신 어지요 안라 코쿠 남만다 부르만다 남만다부 남만다부 남만다 부르만다 나무아미다 붓수 남만다 붓수 나무아미다 붓수 나만다 붓수 나무아미다 붓수 나만다 붓수 나무아미다 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 붓수 나만다 부르만다 나만다부 나만다부 나만다 부르만다 나무아미다 붓수 나만다 붓수 나무아미다 붓수 나만다 붓수 나무아미다 붓수 나만다 붓수 나무아미다 붓수 나만다 붓수. Well, again, good morning, and thank you for viewing this Shotsuki Hoyo service, this monthly memorial service for the month of February of 2021 here at the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. Please allow me to begin by reading a letter of our denominational founder, Shinran's. This letter was written by Shinran in the year 1260, when he was 88 years old. It is saddening that so many people, both young and old, men and women, have died this year and the last. But the Tathagata taught the truth of life's impermanence for us fully, So you must not be distressed by it. I, for my own part, attach no significance to the condition, good or bad, of persons in their final moments. People in whom Shinjin, trusting confidence in the Buddha's vow, is determined, do not doubt, they abide among the truly settled. For this reason, their end also, even for those ignorant and foolish and those lacking in wisdom, is a happy one. You've been explaining to people that one attains birth through the Tathagata's working, and it is no way otherwise. What I have been saying to all of you for many years past has not changed. Simply achieve your birth, firmly avoiding all scholarly debate. I recall hearing the late Master Honen say, persons of Pure Land tradition attain birth in the Pure Land by becoming their foolish selves. Moreover, I remember him smile and say as he watched humble people of no intellectual pretensions coming to him, visiting. Without a doubt, their birth is settled, he said. And I heard him say, after a visit by a man brilliant in letters and debating, I really wonder about his birth in the Pure Land. To this day, these things come to my mind. Each of you should attain your birth in the Pure Land without being misled by people, and without faltering in trusting confidence, without faltering in Shinjin. However, the practicer in whom faith has not become settled, in whom Shinjin is not present, will continue to drift, even without being misled by anyone, for he does not abide among those truly settled. Please relay what I have written here to others. Respectfully, Zenshin. Shinran had 5 names, and he used them throughout his life. This was the name he took when he started studying with Honen in 1229. Zenshin, he signs it. It is Shinran. Again, for those of you who lost someone in the month of February, please accept my sincere condolences. My wife from my first marriage, the late Jan Elizabeth Arnold, died in February. She died on February 29th of 1984. February 29th is a strange day to die. There is no February 29th this year. The exact Meinichi only comes up every 4 years. So this service will be my time to reflect on her passing, along with thinking about others we lost in February, along with thinking about others whom we have lost recently. My first wife, Jan, lived a relatively brief life, 36 years, but it was full in many ways. She was good at her work. She was in clerical assist medical. She had children. She was able to have children. In 36 years, she experienced quite a bit that was positive. My maternal grandmother, Irene Pratt Trimmer, had a relatively long life, 85 years, but it was less full, less fulfilling. My grandmother was widowed in her mid-20s, and she lived on meager resources for the next 6 decades. Now, I hope that we all have lives that are both long and full. In many areas of our lives, more is not necessarily better, 50 years ago, I decided to try to eat vegetarian without educating myself at all. So I ate granola in the morning, brown rice with carrots and tuna, brown rice with carrots for lunch, and brown rice with carrots and tuna for dinner. After about 6 weeks, I started getting terrible headaches from too much vitamin A, too much carrots. Don't eat carrots twice a day. In most things, the carrots are good. Vitamin A is good. You need it. You can't see without it. But too much of it is not a good thing. More isn't a good thing. In most areas, more is not good. However, so far as life itself goes, it is only natural to wish for as much as possible. To wish to have as long as possible to do the things we love to do. To have as long as possible to spend with the people that we love. I hope that I will, and that all of you will have long, meaningful lives with good health and much joy. This week I received the first dose of the COVID vaccine. I got the Pfizer one. Vaccines are one tool we have to prevent early death. Do what you can not to die young. To ensure an even longer life and a better quality of life than we might otherwise have, vaccines are one of the keys. So we take them. I take them. I take nutritional supplements. Not too much vitamin A, though. I exercise 4 or 5 days out of the week. I want to live as healthy, happy, and long and fulfilling of a life as is possible. As this still rather fresh year of 2021 continues to unfold, I wish every one of you to have 4 things, these 4 things. Long life. I hope you all have a long life, a life with much pleasure and joy. A healthy life. A life that is meaningful. Meaning-filled, filled with meaning. This is what I wish for myself and for all of you. We can act to make a positive sort of life ours, but there are no guarantees. There are so many causes bearing upon us. Exercise will help. Eating well will help to have a long, happy life. Reading will help. Cinema can help to make our lives more meaningful. Art can help. Fine art can help enrich our lives. What if you could only have 2 or 3 of these qualities and not all 4? What if you couldn't have a long, healthy, happy, meaningful life? Which would you want to give up? We might not all make the same choice, you know. Had I a choice, I suppose I would have to give up length first. It's a little late now, I'm 71, it's too late for me to die young. But if I had to choose to give up meaning, love, pleasure, happiness, fulfillment, or length, I'd probably give up length. But length is good, have as much life as you can. I hope that all of you will have all 4 of these qualities in your lives, in your ongoing lives: health, longevity, meaning, and joy. In the letter of Shinran's, which I began this talk with a reading of, he tells us that for those who trust in the Nembutsu teaching, it doesn't matter to your future whether your death is a difficult one or an easy one. Being a minister now for 27 years, I have been with people in their last moments and near to their last moments, something like 300 times. About 300 times I've been there in the last week of someone's life, either at their deathbed when they passed or with them in the last few days. And it just varies. Some people just pass painlessly and effortlessly. We had one of our members pass that way last year. I was at her bedside holding her hand. Her son held the other hand. We didn't know she was gone. She just passed. I've seen people struggle. What Shinran is telling us is it doesn't matter. There's a bunch of causes and conditions in our background. You might have a hard time at the end, or you may have smooth sailing. Either way, what happens in the future is simply based on catching the wellness of the Buddha at some moment in your life. Even a single moment of hearing the Nembutsu, hearing Namo Amida Butsu, hearing I rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life, Namanda Butsu. Even a split second of hearing that in a trusting and accepting way determines your enlightenment at the moment of death. Worrying in the future about it won't change that. It's just like when you get the virus, you got the virus. When you get wellness, you got wellness. When the Buddha's caring pours into your heart and for a split second even, you have that feeling of, yes, I accept, yes, I wish your help. It's been determined. You will be a Buddha at the exact moment of death. Worrying about it later won't change it. Mental illness that could ensue won't change it. Misdeeds won't change it. It's a kind of wellness that you catch from the Buddha through his teachings, through their teachings. And that wellness stays in our bodies, hearts, and minds. In that letter which I read, number 6 of the Montosho collection, written when he was 88, Shinran tells us that a sophisticated understanding of the teaching is not necessary. He also, at the very beginning of the letter, expresses his sadness over the fact that many friends and associates had passed in the last year or so. Associates and friends, both young and old, both men and women, had passed away in the past year or so. It made him sad. Most of the people who passed on in 1259 and 1260, whom Shinran refers to here, were his close associates. People that he was confident had entered into the Pure Land, that the moment of their death was the moment of becoming Buddhas. He had no doubt about that. Nonetheless, he was sad to be parted from them. He still expresses his sadness in seeing them predecease him. About 10 years before I joined the ministry, the Jodo Shinshu ministry, the Pure Land Buddhist ministry, in, what year was it? 1993, there were a couple funerals in Southern District. I think one was in San Fernando and one was in San Diego, where the person was this real devout Jodo Shinshu follower. And he told his wife and his sons and daughters, when you have my funeral, I don't want to play Nadame or Ondoku-san. I want you to play Happy Birthday to You, Happy Birthday to You. And they did that. They did that at the funeral, played Happy Birthday to You, because he was so sure he was born as a Buddha. I don't doubt he was. I won't do that. If you ask me to, I'll say, no, I will not do that, because the fact that he was so confident, that's great. The fact that he knew I'm going to die in a few weeks and you just sing happy birthday because I'm going to be a Buddha, that's great. But the thing is that the people in that room, in that hondo, in that temple, they weren't all feeling that. Most of them were feeling sad that he was gone. So that's not Shinran's way, I'll tell you. Happy birthday to you is not Shinran's way. Shinran's way is, I lost Kyoshimbo last month. I know he became a Buddha. I know he's endeavoring for my welfare. I still miss him. I'm still sad. That Shinran was a human being like you and I. He didn't sing happy birthday to you at funerals. Ours, the Jodo Shinshu Pure Land Buddhist path, is a natural and a very human path to awakening. Some of my friends who have already passed on have become Buddhas. They are free, glorious, extending positive influence to others. I still miss them. Shinran, in a letter written later that same year, expresses his joy that Myohobo entered into the Pure Land. That's the first thing he said. Oh, it's so good that Myohobo has entered into the Pure Land. That's the first thing he says in the letter. Then he says, I'm so sorry he's gone. Shinran had no doubt. I know this man. He has caught this wellness. That moment he drops is the moment he becomes a Buddha. I still wish he was here. I still wish I could talk to him. Shinran was one of those guys who wouldn't mind sharing a cup of sake with him. I prefer beer or scotch, but he missed that concrete human contact with his friend, Myohobo. He had no doubt Myohobo became a Buddha the moment he passed. This is how our lives are. Endings are sad. Even when they lead to another positive new beginning, endings are sad. I was sad when my first wife passed on in 1984. I was very sad when my mother died in 1992. And now, excuse me for mentioning just one of the Pasadena Buddhist Temple's recent losses. You might imagine, those of you here in our temple, that I was very sad when I heard that Lin Ozawa had passed on. I have no doubt that she is free, happy, and endeavoring for her family and friends from Amita's Pure Land as a fellow Buddha. I have no doubt of that. It still makes me sad. I still miss her laugh. I still miss her smile. I miss her. I am sorry for your losses, whether they occurred in February or whether they were this year or last year. I am sorry for your losses any month, any year. I hope that you are not contracting that COVID-19 virus out there. I got my first dose of the vaccine. I'm going to keep wearing those masks outside. You bet I will. I hope you don't catch that or any of the bacteria that are going around. I hope you contract the wellness of the Buddha. I hope that the wellness that the Buddha shines upon us has sunk into your heart and will continue to sink into your heart and mind. I wish you health as 2021 continues. I hope that you are catching that wellness, the wellness that the Buddha shines upon us constantly. And on that note, on that thought, if I may, close the Dharma message in this service. And I will close the February 2021 Shotsuki Hoyo service with the saying of the Buddha's name, with the Nembutsu, realizing that Namo Amida Butsu is not just our voice, it is the voice of life itself, calling, reassuring us, telling us, as I like to put it, all will be well, and all will be well, and every manner of thing will be well. Please join me in Gasho. We rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Hello again. And here is our closing meditation for this morning service. Again, it's from the book For the Sake of All Beings, from the Venerable Master Chin Kung An. If our every thought is of ourselves, ego attachment will worsen day by day. How then can we transcend the three realms? This is why the Buddha taught us to always think of benefiting all beings. This way, the thoughts of benefiting ourselves will gradually diminish and go away. Our every thought and every deed should be for all beings, not for ourselves. When all beings have good fortune, we too have good fortune, because we are also one of the beings. Similarly, we cannot avoid misfortune if all beings have misfortune. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you for joining us for this service, and I hope that you stay safe and be healthy, and I, for one, will follow the science. Good morning.